Hey folks, it's John, the Blood Angels Commander, and my question to you is, in 9th edition, do you have old tactical marines on the crappy 25mm bases that you need to get fixed? Because if you do, then this video is perfect for you. I'm going to show you how to fix them, and it's very cheap. And yeah, I think it works perfectly, and I'll put a link in the description below. So it's like base extenders that you can get on eBay. You can basically just snap these on and be done with it and just play with them if you've already got your models and they're based and they're painted and you want to do nothing. But if you want to take old models like this that were never finished and get them onto the right size base without like trying to chop them apart and get them off the old bases, then this video is going to definitely help you out. So if you're getting into 9th edition, or you're just a Blood Angels player in general, this channel focuses on painting, kit bashing, rules, stats, tactics. We do everything Blood Angels. So your support would mean a lot if you would consider subscribing, and if you do like the video, give me a like or leave me a comment down below. So, brilliant. What I have here then is two guys that have already used these and are kind of finished. So I wanted to start there and show you these. And hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. So this is an old 2nd edition Commander Tycho who's just literally been put onto one of these bases. This base has actually already been glued on. My plan was to finish him at some point. He's just not super high priority because apparently Tycho never makes it into any of my lists. But yeah, you can see he was on an old 25mm, and then the white mark there is basically the super glue drying, and the super glue has dried and he is now on a 32mm. I believe this has not been painted. It's hard to... Yeah, no, I believe that one has not been painted. Whereas this was a Death Company trooper that was also on the 25mm base. You can see here, I guess I've just painted over the white scoring because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. But you can see, hopefully, the ring of where the old base was. So what I've done is I've put on the new base, super glued it on, I've filled that ring with liquid green stuff, then I've just given it like a proper coat over, and then put the texture paint over the top and purposely tried to put quite a thick bit of the texture paint in the rim that it created to try and mask it. So I think at distance it's very hard to tell that he wasn't on the right base. I mean, you can tell, but it's hard to tell, and I think I'm pretty pleased with the result there. So I wanted to show you those two examples first, and then I wanted to grab out these bases. Hopefully there's 10 of them because I have 10 guys here. If there's not, then we'll cut and we'll find the other room. Some in the other room. I bought quite a few. Okay, there's 9. That's fine. So my example of this is you can literally just clip them straight in. Once they're clipped in, there's nothing that's going to take that off. And there you can see the rim that we're talking about, but like that guy, if this was a fully painted model like Captain Tycho, then you can just clip him in to the right size base and be done with it if that's what you want to do. But for me, I have my liquid green stuff. I also have some sort of like modeling tool. You got these on eBay, like a whole pack of them. Sorry, Amazon for a whole pack of them for a couple of quid. So yeah, this just took me like 10 minutes to do the whole squad. It was very quick to glue them in. I ended up doing a Devastator squad as well, just because, you know, easy to change them from the old bases to the new bases. It's like no hassle at all. They feel better on the larger bases, and you don't have to destroy the models. Like originally I was thinking, how am I going to rebase 50 Space Marines? And I really didn't want to have to cut and do damage to the models trying to get them off bases or snap them off. I mean, you can do that. I just think this way is cleaner. Tiny bit more effort, but totally worth it if you ask me. Okay, so with all the bases now glued in, some of them are still sticking a little bit to the kitchen roll, but that's fine. We'll take the one that we did first because it should be the most dry. And we'll grab our liquid green stuff. So although this quote unquote is liquid green stuff, this stuff has been sitting for a while. So I'm just going to get a little bit of water into the pot, and then grab out some green stuff, and basically what we're going to try and do is just put it, let me just see if the camera's in a good position. So just try and put it into the seam. using like one of these modelling tools. They remind me of like the spatulas and stuff you would get in chemistry back in the day or something like that. So it's a pretty easy job to do. I mean, you can, like, some people carve like new arms and shit out of green stuff. Yeah, if you want to see that, then you ain't going to see that on this channel. But I do like having the models finished, or at least what I think is finished nicely. So, and that includes them being based and hopefully on the right size bases. So, I mean, you're gonna end up with green stuff where you don't want it when you're doing this, I feel like. But that's, I mean, it's fine. You can just leave it. By the time we put paint and the texture paint over it, you're probably not going to see too much of it. And if you do, if your green stuff is quite solid, because I'm sure you could do this with solid green stuff in that this liquid green stuff is kind of turned solid, just use just a little bit of warm water, like the tiniest amount. You'll be able to manipulate it just a little bit more than you normally would. So this is going to take a little while, and then this is going to take, like, I'm probably going to leave this like the rest of the day to dry or something. Not really sure how long this stuff will take to dry, but yeah, I mean, so I'll try and just fill in the whole and get as close to the rim as you can. I mean, there's only so much you can push in, and I guess if you wanted to do multiple coats, or not coats, I guess the word would be applications. If you wanted to do multiple applications of the green stuff so that it was like really flat, I guess, with the base, so you didn't even know it was there, you could maybe do that. But I mean, that's probably taking it one step further than what I'm going to take it. So I timed myself when I was doing these. I sped the footage up a bit. Basically, it took me about 8 minutes per model. So if you include the couple of minutes to glue the base, then 10 minutes per model, and I think the 10 base extenders were under $4. So 10 minutes per model and 40p per model. And hopefully you can see there that we've essentially filled in the whole gap. So once that's dried, we'll just put, I mean, like I said, if there's any, you could do this on the top just to see if you could level it down a bit. Once that's dried, if we put the first coat of paint over the base that I normally do, which is Xandri dust, and then come back with a texture paint, I think, well, I mean, in Death Company, it was hard to see that he wasn't on the right base. I mean, unless you were specifically looking out for it, I'm not sure you could even tell. So, cool, that is one done. I will do the other 9. Okay, so you can see now that we've green stuffed in the whole edge of these. So they've got the new base extenders on them, which you can see there. Sometimes the white there is just from the super glue, so I mean, if you want to, you can tidy it up underneath. But the base extender is in, the green stuff is into the gap. So I really wanted to show you how simple this was then. So if we grab some mortar, some Xandri dust, I mean, you could paint the base black first if you want, but I'm just going to go straight on to with Xandri dust. I feel like it, well, for all my bases I use this Citadel texture paint, and I believe the Armageddon Citadel texture paint. Yeah, the way that we do this is we do Xandri dust, just get a quick coat of it on. I wanted to mention as well, the guy selling these also makes 25 to 40mm ones, so old Terminators can be fixed onto the right size bases as well. So once I've got the coat of Xandri dust on, it's really up to yourself to just finish the model. However you finish, I mean, don't put Xandri dust on if you don't obviously do your models that colour, but Xandri dust is the base colour for Armageddon dust. So then I put on the coat of texture paint, which is Armageddon dust, let that dry. Then I give it a wash with Agrax Earthshade, and now you can see it in the final picture. And then once the Agrax Earthshade is dried, I do a very light dry brush of Tyrant Skull just to pick up some of the sand. So that's it. Alright, so I'll see you all in the next one. Until next time, my friends, peace.